Hey, what's up? I just wanted to discuss just giving in, like people finding comfort in that. And I was really thinking deep about it the other day. I think that's why people potentially relapse or they just never get off drinking. Like being resilient to the drink is just so much more exhausting for them than it is to just go and drink. And people that claim to not get hangovers and stuff, I could see that being a very hard obstacle to overcome. The hangovers were a big deterrence for me. I was never an everyday drinker, as I've stated many times. But yeah, I feel like a lot of people choose the path of least resistance, right? And I feel like for them to just drink, it's like that much easier. And I get that. I've been there, but when people try to go sober, they're white knuckling it sometimes. And I feel like they're setting themselves up for failure. You got to really put in the work and build a foundation, work on your hobbies, work on your mental health, the gym, and really rewire your brain to see alcohol for what it is. One person was in my comments many weeks ago and they had like 3 months sober. And I remember like they would comment like, "Oh, it's nice outside. Everyone's drinking. I just want to be at the bar." And they were just miserable the way they were sounding. They sounded miserable while they were trying not to drink. And I've been there before, and that's like fighting a very, very rough, very strong entity. It's that's a snake that's just snapping at you constantly. And I'm pretty sure he commented that he ended up drinking, but he was still viewing my videos, and I hope he's doing well. And I'm not judging it, I'm here for everybody, and I hope maybe he finds his way back to it down the line. Um, but it sounded like he was white knuckling it quite a bit, and I don't do that. The first few weeks in the first 2 months, it's like that quite a bit, white knuckling through it, like just resisting. But that can get exhausting, and you just want to give in. And then people find comfort and relief in just saying F it, just gonna drink. It's easier that way. They're not fighting the urge, they're just doing it, right? And for me, that brings a lot of repercussions with the hangovers, my family, my girlfriend, my job. I mean, I've always held a job. I've always been a productive member of society, much less productive, but some people are not functional. I don't know everyone's situation, but yeah, I mean, I was thinking like, what would it be like to just say, just go back and drink, once, twice a week and say F it and just do it and just give in. That's not worth it to me. That's not the answer for me, but I could see why some people are they're exhausted resisting it. And like I try to say, like everyone does, with more time, your resilience gets better. You think about it less. That power goes away. And that's why they call it like being a dry drunk, or you're clean, not sober, when like you're not drinking, but you're constantly like miserable and thinking about it. And if you're doing that long term, you're going to set yourself up for failure. Like, I barely think about it anymore unless you're always going to have that monkey on your back. But if it's like every day and like it doesn't ruin my weekends, I'm not miserable. Like I couldn't care less about Beer Fest. I saw people posting pictures of it from yesterday. They looked obnoxiously drunk, and I was like, wow, I wouldn't even want to be around that. People act like morons, and so did I. I'm not judging, but I don't feel like I missed out. I was having a bit of FOMO earlier in the day yesterday, but it went away. But a little bit of FOMO and cravings compared to like if it's making you in a state of misery, it's going to be tough. And I feel like some people just think giving in and just drinking, it's an easier path. It's just whatever. They just let go and just go. You know, they don't have to resist it anymore. And that sucks because down the line with sobriety, there is a white light at the end of the tunnel, and some people just can't get there. Some people they may not ever be able to get sober, depending on their situations, their environments. You know, hangovers are one of my biggest saviors from not becoming an everyday drinker. I'm pretty sure if I blasted a fifth or a half a fifth and I woke up feeling fine, I probably would have done it every night or at least 4 or 5 times a week. But the hangover is just my body, genetics, whatever it is, my lack of hydration and sleep when I drink, it wreaked havoc on me. So I'm glad I had the hangovers. They sucked. I wasted a lot of times, but they may be a part of the saving grace for me. But I just wanted to bring that up. I feel some people find comfort and relief in just going and just drinking again and just giving into it. And I'm not judging them. I've seen it happen. And it's like that for people actively drinking that never even thought of sobriety. They don't even know the challenge. I know some people that they can't go a week, you know, let alone 3 or 4 days. So, and to each their own. I don't talk about sobriety to people that are drinking. I'm good friends with a lot of people that are always at the bar or still drinking. I don't partake in it, and if they ask me about sobriety, I'll talk to them all day, but I don't talk to them. I don't preach to people that, you know, they got to want to do it for themselves. If they show an active interest, I'll talk all day. Just like my collections. I don't really bring it up too often. I'll show it off on certain socials, but you bring it up and want to talk about this kind of stuff, I can talk for hours. But yeah, it is what it is. And like being a drinker, just thinking about just drinking and just giving in, you feel like a soothe in your brain, like, you're not resisting it anymore. But there's repercussions that come with it, and they're not good. And they never will be. And hope you're all doing well on this fine Sunday. I'm going to run some errands, play some Diablo 4, try to work out later, and that'll be my Sunday, and it's back to work as usual. Take care. Love y'all.